Hi, hello. Can you believe it's day 9? Day 9 of 10 for the Feminine Energy Reset. I am so excited and proud of you for being here for day number 10. I'm sorry I'm playing with my earring. It keeps falling down. If it falls down one more time, I'm just gonna leave it. Let's leave it. I love them. They're so cute, but they don't want to stay. I don't think it's going to stay. But anyway, I am so proud of you and I am so proud of myself as well. This is a big challenge to show up live for so many days in a row. And mostly now during the holiday season when we are all so busy with our family, our friends, the parties, traveling, and taking care of so many different things. So I applaud you. You are definitely the 10% of women that keep showing up even when things are get a little bit more complicated. I truly believe that's what separates the empowered feminine women from the rest of us. So good job for that. And today we are going to be talking about something that I have been hearing from you ladies. And it's about, what about if you have been feeling like you know all the things, you have all the information, you have been studying dating and relationships for a while, and you are in a place where you are a little bit disappointed, and because you are not getting the results you want. And I absolutely understand you because I was there, and sometimes I am still there in other areas of my life, like my business, for example. But the first distinction I wanted to give you right away is that there is a difference between being disappointed because all the knowledge you have been collecting and accumulating for months, maybe, or maybe a couple of years now, it's not working for you, apparently, and feeling like a failure, because those are two very, very different things. And feeling like a failure is a very harsh emotion, which I would like you to reframe it as being disappointed. It's normal to be disappointed when we pour our heart and soul into something, and mostly, more importantly, into this area of our life, our love life, which is really, really important, and we are not seeing the results. So if you have been feeling like that, make a comment saying results. I want results. And what I want to share with you today is that sometimes we believe that having more information will automatically transform into results. And that is not usually the case, because information doesn't really equal to transformation. And actually, in today's time, in 2025, almost 2026, I believe that the excess of information is actually causing a lot of women to stay stuck because it's confusing. When there are a lot of people talking about the general same subject, but giving different models of thinking and giving, approaching the subject of love and relationships from a different perspective and a different timeline where different women are, it can be extremely confusing. And that is the main reason, is because relationships and love and relationships in romantic love are very, very nuanced. There is not one tactic, there is not one strategy, there is not one tip or trick that will help every single woman, because you are all, number one, in a different place in the timeline. You are in a different place. So some of you are grieving really bad because you just got heartbroken. Some of you are a little bit, you have been working on yourself for a while. So now you are on a different stage. So different advice, different tactics, different strategies work for different times on your timeline. So it is actually not your fault if you are feeling like you know it all, but you are not getting the results. Relationships are very nuanced, and information doesn't equal to transformation. And I am going to tell you a story, a personal story, because I think it will illustrate really clearly how information doesn't equal to transformation. In my late teen years and through my 20s, I dedicated myself to get educated in the area of psychology and philosophy and Eastern philosophies. I literally devoted my whole life to study. I went to university to study psychology. I was being trained as a psychotherapist. I also got, on my mid 20s, I got a personal yoga teacher who taught me everything that he knew, and he knew a lot about Eastern philosophy. And I was reading every single book. I have read pretty much every single classic that there is in the area of psychology and philosophy. And there I am on my late 20s with all this information in my mind. Literally, I didn't know anybody else but my professors that knew so much about psychology, about philosophy, but I wasn't getting it. In other words, I wasn't happy. All that information, I thought that learning more, I thought that taking the next class, I thought that reading the next book or going to therapy again. In my 20s, I went through therapy 3 times. I thought that all of that was finally going to fill that void, was going to give me what I was looking for, that deep sense of fulfillment and happiness that is not that doesn't fluctuate with the exterior circumstances. And so I did. I learned everything, and it wasn't until I was on my very early 30s and I got my first coaching, deep coaching experience, when I finally got it, when I finally got what I was missing. And the missing point is what I want to share with you. The missing point is that we all have blind spots. That, okay, let's put it there. Blind spots is a term that comes from American football, and it's the quarterback. He has a point when he's playing football in his visual that he cannot see. A blind spot is something that you can also maybe have in your car. There is that point in your car where you cannot see the other cars coming. We as humans, we do have those blind spots as well. We all have them. It doesn't matter how much work you have done. The best coaches in the world have them, everybody, and you have them too. And if you are not cognizant of those blind spots, it doesn't matter how much information you collect at an intellectual level, it's going to be really, really hard to embody, to integrate the teachings and embody them. So there is a difference between, what do I mean with embodiment? There is a difference between knowing at the mind level. That was in the example I gave you before. That was me on my teens and 20s. I had so much information in my head through all my studies, but I was missing the knowing in our body. And actually, that is the biggest difference between women and men, is that we as women, we need to have that knowing that we know that we know that we know, that comes from our body. Some people call it intuition, is the inner wisdom, is that je ne sais quoi that you have felt before. So that embodiment only can come through, only can be brought forward when we have been exploring our blind spots. So to give you an idea, I'm going to share something very personal, just because I really want to make a point on this. I really want to help you with this, because if you cannot see your blind spots, you are going to have information like this client of mine, that when she came to me, she was in her 30s, she was 33, and she had spent 9 years on her 20s dating this guy. She was a girlfriend of this guy, and he never proposed, he never moved the relationship forward. And so she spent all her 20s being the girlfriend of this guy and never getting forward where she wanted to be. So when she finally broke up with him, when she realized that he wasn't going to propose, that wasn't what he wanted, or at least that he didn't want it at the time, or that he didn't want it with her, she broke up with him. And the next boyfriend she got when she was on her 30, she was 30, she had a conversation with him because she had the knowledge that she didn't want to repeat the same mistake. So at the mind level, she had it. She knew she didn't want to repeat that mistake again. So she had the conversation with the guy. The problem is that 3 years later, when she hired me, she was in the same situation that she was with the other guy. The new guy wasn't proposing, wasn't moving the relationship forward, wasn't really giving her what she wanted, even though she had a conversation with him early on the relationship, telling him that she didn't want to spend many years being a girlfriend of somebody, that she really wanted to marry somebody. But her blind spots, her way of being, hadn't changed. So she kept creating the same results. So what we talked the first time we worked together on the first session is that she needed to have a conversation with a sense of urgency. Like, okay, I did spend 9 years with this guy when I was in my 20s, and I don't want to make the same mistake. I am ready to get married and create a family and have babies. And I want to do it in the next year or so. So when she got it, that she needed to give the guy a timeline that was short enough so he would feel a sense of urgency and start to do something about it. Start, planning, start, maybe trying to get a better job, or get make more money, start saving money for the engagement ring, whatever it was. When she got that, that's when she started to embody this new person, because knowledge by itself won't really create transformation. So going back to my example, what happened was my blind spot was that I discovered through my coaching experience when I was 30, that it changed my whole life. Still to today, it has been the most powerful coaching experience I have ever had. What I got was that, yes, a part of me was very educated. I had all the knowledge, I had all the information, I had read all the books, I have taken all the classes, I have even gone to university to be a psychologist. I mean, nobody knew more about it than me. But there was another part of me, of myself, the part that I couldn't see because it was a blind spot, that was totally attached to her pain. She had this deep pain that she had been carrying since she was a child, and she didn't even know she was carrying it. And it wasn't until I went through this coaching experience and I could see it that I couldn't let go of that pain, because I thought that if I let go of that pain, it felt like I was going to die, that I could heal that. And that's when all the knowledge came to me, and it made sense. And my identity, my way of being, automatically transformed in one weekend. The woman that entered that coaching experience and the woman that walked out of that door was a different woman, was an empowered woman, was a healed woman. And that's when my life started to change and progress. And, I got me where I am today. And so it is possible that you are not failing, even though you have done all the work. It is possible that there is a part of you that is not embodying that knowledge. And that is what is going to get you the results, is the embodying, the integration, the processing and integration of all that knowledge into your body. As women, we lead with our body. Okay, so if you need help, if you are asking, how do I do that? That's the question I get on my inbox very often. Like, I have been watching these women video, these coach videos, I have been watching this, but they don't tell you how. Yes, of course they won't tell you how, because that's the inner work. That is the work that you do in an intimate container with somebody that has been trained to hold space for you and to hold your hand, and to help you see those blind spots so you can finally be free and integrate that part of you that is tired, that is frustrated, that is disempowered, that is like, oh my God, I have been doing so much work and it's not working for me, that is disappointed, that maybe is sad, with the other woman, the other part of you that is craving that love, that is craving that result, that is not willing to give up. That part of you, that is the part of you that got you here today, maybe, to listen to me. And if you want to integrate those parts of you so they can both of them hold your hand and get you what you want, that's a big part of what we do in my private coaching program, the Epic Love Accelerator. We integrate your experiences and we allow you to embody being the woman that effortlessly creates what she wants, like I learned, like many of my clients have learned to do. And tomorrow, I am going to be talking about my Epic Love Accelerator program. I am going to be giving all the details. I have never done this on my YouTube channel or in any public channel before. I am also going to be telling the price. I never tell the price. I want to finish the year with no cards hidden, because I believe that if I want my clients, my audience, my incredible powerhouse women to do that to me back to me, I have to do that. So I am going to be talking about every single step we take on the Epic Love Accelerator and the investment. And so then you have a very clear idea of, what to expect when you jump into the discovery call with me. If you don't want to wait till tomorrow and you want to talk with me right away, book a call with me. Of course, right now I'm not taking calls during the holidays. I am way too busy right now with like you are. But coming January 2nd, we are starting back strong. So anyway, I hope you enjoy this talk today. Please show me some love, like the video if you found it empowering, if you got any light bulb going like, oh, aha, I understand now. And I will see you tomorrow. Much love.